want to make one thing clear.
Okay.
We were never, ever supposed to be on that Summer Jam stage together. Ever. That was not true. She was coming out on an earlier song and earlier in his set, and I was coming out on a later song, and that's how it was, and that's just what it was.
That's
you know
all
what I mean?
it was.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, no. No.
Yeah, well, when I heard it was going to happen, I was like, damn, what an amazing moment that would have been. And did y'all talk? You and her never talked about it.
Yeah, for me, it would have been an amazing moment.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So much damage has been done.
Okay.
So much evil things have been done. And if I was to have that moment, I love you, Fab, but I wouldn't give Fab that moment. You know what I mean? That would have to be a moment that God organically put together.
He's always clearing it up. Come on, baby.
You know how we do, Foxy. Foxy
Come
and
on,
baby. I love our relationship. You know, we sit down, we do an interview, and then 2 days later, Foxy hit me like, yo, I don't like the way that rolled out. You know,
I'm like, yo, sway, take care of me.
Yeah, so I'm trying to make sure I take care of you. One of the things that was big conversation, there's a couple things I want to talk about, was your Summer Jam performance that was, people said was supposed to happen with Hot 97. Fab was going to bring out you and Lil' Kim. But it didn't happen. First of all, was that true? Was that supposed to happen?
This story is not true. The story that you guys have, what's been alleged, is not true.
Okay.
I'll let you finish and then
Okay.
I'll...
The story goes that Fab was going to bring you guys out at some point in this show. You weren't on time or didn't make it for what you weren't on time. You were late and so therefore his show got cut short because of it, because they wanted to make that moment happen with you and Lil' Kim. That's what I heard. I wasn't at Summer Jam, but this is what I heard.
Scary. It's so scary. I never thought I would miss the days of like Paula Froelich and Wendy Williams. I never thought I would ever say I would miss those days.
Yeah.
No, really. But at least there was an ounce of validity to to their reportings back then. You know what I mean? Even if it was salacious or scandalous, there was some kind of like validity, a piece. Like now there's just like, it's just totally erroneous and buffoonish rumors that are just like, where do these people get this stuff from?
Yeah.
No, Fab, anybody that saw Summer Jam's pictures, they saw Foxy Brown on stage, the pictures with Raekwon and I on stage.
Yeah.
Foxy Brown was never late. Let's see. It's a touchy situation because I have a lot of respect for Fab. You know, my brother and Fab are like brothers, and we're all from Brooklyn, and I love them. So I don't really want to go there.
Okay.
But let's just say that it wasn't orchestrated properly, and when you have something of that magnitude.
Yeah.
I understand. I have a brain. I'm an intelligent girl. I understand the epicness of those two huge, the biggest female rappers in a game to change the game, to come together and touch mics is phenomenal. But some part of that, somewhere along the way, some part of that has to feel real.
Yeah.
It has to be real. Meaning, if Fab called me and said, Fox, I want you to come out and perform with me on Summer Jam. I said, okay. I said, Fab, I'm still in the oven baking. Meaning I'm still, you know, you bake the cake and you stick the fork in, you're like, it's not ready yet. I'm still baking. I'm different. Like I said, I'm cut from a different cloth. I know when it's time to be seen and when it's time and when it's not. And I'm just like, I'm not ready to come out right now. I'm just not. And he's like, no, baby, you have to come out. You got to come out, baby girl. Come on. So the show was always Fabolous and Foxy coming out. The night before, he called me and said, Ing, I said, what's up? He said, okay, I want to ask you something. I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but I want to ask you, you know, I want to see what you say. I know. Don't get mad at me. But understand my point. I said, what's up? He said, how would you feel if I brought Lil' Kim out with us on stage? I said, that'd be crazy for Brooklyn. Understand, I've always been the one to extend the olive branch. I've always been the one to, you know what I mean? That's why Nikki and I are the way we are. And that's why she gives me the respect that she gives me. I've always been that type of person. Roxanne Shante is my big sister. You know that. Sweet Tea. Like these people, these women I love. Like I'm not that kind. I'm not that. But I told Fab, I said, Fab, he said, this is going to be crazy. Oh, my God. This is big. And this is Nas and Jay. Yeah. Remember when Nas and Jay, he was just so hype. And he was in a moment. And I understand Fab's position because no one from Puff to Jay to Big to Russell to Farrakhan to Sharpton, no one could orchestrate.
Not even Obama?
You know what I mean? No, I'm just saying, already. I'm just saying. So for Fab to be the one to do that is huge. And he understood that. He understood that he would be the man on a whole nother level if he was able to do that. But I told him, I said, Fab, you have to understand. He's like, yeah, because that's, you know, Nas, when Nas and Jay came out, and it was the biggest thing for Summer Jam. So this is the same thing. I'm sorry, this is the same thing. I said, no, baby, it's not the same thing. Why? Because Jay and Nas conversed prior to coming out on stage. Yeah. And their beef, they were able to dead their beef before. The last time she and I really don't want to talk, make my interview about that situation. I'm going to touch on it and then move forward. But the last time she and I were even in the same vicinity, there was a shootout. The last comments I ever remember hearing her make about me, she laughed at the fact that I lost my hearing. So those things, when people do things like that and they have malicious intent, that's different than just a rap battle. Than somebody saying, yo, you know what I mean? Like, yo, your shirt is too tight. You know, when you laugh at somebody and say, wow, they're deaf, ha, 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 ha. That's like a little, you know what I mean? So I told Fab, I said, Fab, you know, it's different. So
it's sensitive.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah. It's different. If it's real, and we can orchestrate a situation where it's real, then I'm with it. If it's not real, I'm not with it. And that was just it. And it wasn't real, as you can see, because she told him. He said, well, you know what? When I spoke to her, she was defiant from the moment he even said my name. She said, I don't want to perform with her. Typical. I said, there you have it. So it's not real. I said, Fab, don't, it's not genuine. And that was just that. So there was no lateness. I actually walked into Summer Jam with Fab's girlfriend, Emily. We left from Fabulous's house. These are things that people don't even know. Yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody's running with this. Foxy was late. Foxy was not late. Fab, myself, Emily, all of us were at the house together. We all left, we were outside for about 45 minutes. They were trying to find our credentials. I already knew prior to arriving at Summer Jam that I was not performing. Yeah. I knew that, and I told him that. I told him my spirit didn't take that. My spirit didn't feel it. Didn't feel right. And it wasn't genuine. And that's the true story. That's the true story. Okay, yes. Well, Foxy, thank you for sharing your side of the story, which is, I think people have been waiting to hear, and there's a couple other things I want to ask you since we're here. Let me just go back. I'm starting to cut you off. People need to stop assuming and stop hearing things and running with it. People need to stop. Please. If you like that, I mean, it's becoming so annoying where someone can just make up something and it's it's just. Let me do this real quick.